can't hear myself. My mic's muted. Hello. There we are.
People can hear you, just so you know. All right.
All right, do the intro, dude.
No. Hey! You got to turn that off, you idiot.
Oh.
Yeah, come on. Come on, dummy.
Mine.
We are live. We are coming at you live. My boy, Two-Tone Jerome from Fly Racing is in studio, as you can't tell by the freaking Fly guys over here.
Hey, what's up? It's Team Fly on this side.
Yeah,
You need to get with the program.
You know what's funny is I was actually going to put on my Alpine Stars sweatshirt, and I'm like, I didn't want to do that out of like
respect for us.
You two
We
coming in.
could have jumped them, dude.
No, you should have.
Yeah, we're in California. They got gang stuff down here.
Yeah, that's true.
We probably would have
Anyways,
jumped you.
Chill out. I hope everybody at home is watching live along. Robbie had his freaking Instagram live going, I
My
think.
bad.
Why are you watching it while you're doing it? We're living it right
so
now.
I can read the comments, dude.
You don't need to read the comments right now.
I
They'll
need to
pop
read the
up
comments. Kellen Curbs with his rainbows. That's
Yeah.
all the dude ever writes.
Oh no, I don't get any comments. Oh yeah, I do. Dog Glover.
I'll do
Dog
Instagram
Glover?
comments. You can do YouTube comments.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome in 23 Moto Podcast. I am your host, Michael, with my brother, Robbie.
What am I?
My brother, Robbie.
Not a
co-host.
co-host or
Oh,
anything?
shut the hell up. Yes.
Appreciate it,
Yes. Okay. Sorry. I didn't give you the right terminology. So we're kind of on an off day, how we normally do the podcast. We don't normally do them on Thursdays, but Jerome, do you want me to call you Jerome or Two-Tone? I know you as Two-Tone.
Whatever you want to call me.
What do you
Two-Tone.
like to be called?
It's different. Some people know me as Andrew. That's my first name.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's what my mom calls me.
Yeah.
And then Jerome, like if you knew me from sports, football, growing up, a lot of
It's
people
true.
call me Jerome. And then some people, they don't even know my name and they've only followed me on Instagram or stuff like that.
Two-Tone.
And I'm Two-Tone.
So it's
Yeah.
usually Andrew when you're in trouble, huh?
Yeah. So I ain't calling you Andrew then. I've just always known you as Two-Tone Jerome.
Yeah.
And so that's just, to me, it rolls off the tongue way too easy. So it's like, I just want to call him Two-Tone Jerome.
Yeah, it does sound
That's it.
good.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I refer to you as 23.
Hey, see?
A lot of
Exactly.
people do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
funny. A lot of even one of our group chats, the two guys that are in a group chat with us, they refer to him as Hey 23.
Well, and they also call each other by their numbers too. So so like Gomes is 911. So Marshall calls him, hey, what's up, 911?
That's true.
But call you Faith. All right. Do Glover. What's up, Faith? And so you're in town.
You got people in the comments right now saying Two-Tone.
Two-Tone. There you go. Wait, can you go live with people on Instagram?
Yeah.
I wonder if it wouldn't matter because the audio wouldn't be on yours anyways. Never mind.
No.
But you're in town because I don't know if you guys are watching at home, if you've been to a Supercross race, and you may or may not know this too, but you go to a Supercross race, there's always a commercial that you will always see, and you'll see it about 1,000 times after A1, and it's from Fly Racing. My
That's this
boy
guy
over
right
here
here.
helps do that.
All right.
So that is what you're kind of here for, right? Like
Yeah.
part of that.
Mhm.
How's that been going?
Dude, it's been a crazy ride already. Just logistics, getting riders lined up.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's schedule, everyone's, California, East Coast, whatever it may be. But everyone's hurt right now.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah. Hymus is out with his knee
Oh, yeah,
injury.
yeah.
You
Yep.
know, Casey Cochran broke his femur
Yep.
last week. Twitch broke his
Yeah.
leg, foot, whatever it was. Those are already three of our top guys. RJ had to go get surgery. It's just like it's been a ride, but
Yeah.
we make it happen.
But you got the number 2.
We got the number dose.
You do. I have questions about Cooper. All right. Cooper Webb. If you guys don't know, you guys should know who number 2 is. But Cooper Webb, I don't know why I put on the glasses. You normally do, but
Yeah.
they just kind of felt nice.
Yeah, Jeff Emmett gave us those glasses.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, you didn't bring us any gifts.
I didn't bring it in. No.
That's it.
He doesn't
Well,
need to bring, dude. He's giving me gifts.
you
so
have
I'll
a
take
lot.
it.
You
I'll
have
take
a lot of
I'll
gifts
take it. He doesn't
for
need to bring
sure.
anything.
But it
Cool.
was pretty funny last night when you texted me that you were going to Twitches today, and I was like, dude, he's hurt. I'm like, he has a broken foot. I can't wear those anymore. But I'm like, he has a broken foot, and so I saw the story you posted. And if you don't follow what is it now? Two-Tone MP4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before, yep.
If you just type it, you probably type in 2.tone or no?
No, all one word.
Yeah, Two-Tone MP4.
Yeah.
Type that in, go follow him. But on your story, you did the story of Twitch like standing next to his bike or whatever in full gear. Did you see it?
No.
Dude, full gear, helmet, goggles, gloves, everything, and then he just has his cast and he's standing next to his bike. Dude, I was dying
I
laughing.
didn't see it.
Yeah,
That's great.
Yeah, he was actually thinking he was gonna have to cut the pant to get his
to get it through.
get the cast through,
But he didn't?
No, I didn't have to.
Dude, I was dying.
How
I was
long
like,
is he out for?
ooh, yeah, I can call him and ask. I don't know.
Probably a while, huh?
Yeah,
I think he said mid-December he's back on a bike. Like
Oh,
he
that's
has to
not
be.
bad.
Oh, I
ready.
believe that.
Yeah, because he's trying to get ready for A1.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he'll have like, dude, that dude does not need to do all these freestyle shows, and he's about to get into a full slate of them. And this is like time where they make a lot of their money. These demo guys.
Yeah,
and stuff.
he's still young though.
Yeah,
He's
but
having
it's
fun.
Yeah, but dude, he doesn't need to do it. He just does it because he loves it.
That's true.
You
But
know?
he is a grandpa. He's
He is
got
a
a grandkid to worry about now.
He is.
That's pretty crazy.
So how was it there today? Like doing all that stuff? Like what were you able to kind of do with him? Just lifestyle stuff, just in it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you saw his new shop.
Yep.
Yeah. So it just kind of had the lighting in there, the bike setup, everything, and we just kind of shot hero shots. Him putting goggles on, messing with gloves, putting the helmet on, jersey shots, all that kind of stuff, all the nice pretty stuff, and then just use footage that we've shot over the year with current 2025 gear, and then just kind of throw that in. And
yeah, did he have any yellow stuff on?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah,
he put yellow stuff back on?
Yeah, he put the helmet back on.
Did he really?
Yeah, it was all covered in dirt and stuff still.
Why did he say
that was when he
wouldn't do it?
crashed in. Yeah, I don't know, but like did you get him, I'm assuming, new yellow gear? Yeah, okay, because that stuff was thrashed. I don't know did you see it, the stuff he crashed in?
I didn't see the gear. I just
it
saw
was
the
bad.
helmet.
I don't know what he did with it. Maybe he has it or he gave it. I don't know.
Probably signed it and gave it to someone.
Maybe, but it was, I mean, dude, he rode for probably 10 minutes and then he crashed. So like it was bad.
That's disappointing.
I was kind of laughing that I got that video of him hitting the helmet. Like, dude, that freaking reel of him hitting the helmet got like 180,000 views.
Yeah, but
I'm like,
pretty ironic. He hits the helmet and then 10 minutes later.
That's why, 10 seconds later, he
hits the
freaking
ground,
crashes.
dude.
Yeah.
That's what I brought up. I was like, what are the chances of you guys having that conversation about riders dropping their helmets and stuff, and then him going out and just smoking himself?
Every new helmet he does that with. Every single one.
I don't do any of that.
I do because of him. If he did it, he did it in a video years ago, and I was like, I have to do that. Like it just created that superstition in my head. But I do it gingerly, where I kind of take it like 2 feet off the ground onto the dirt, and I just kind of drop it. He freaking takes it and bam, hits it. Like
I used to do it, and then I started getting some good helmets, some good fly helmets.
Yeah,
so I'm at past2flyracing.com helmets.
Dude.
Those I didn't drop any of those on the ground.
This guy, I swear, you created a monster.
Dude, I will be fly racing for the rest of my life. For sure.
He probably will.
And you just made it that much better for
Ready
me.
to get that F-wing tattoo?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm down. I'm down. I'll do it.
There's that one UFC fighter who has like an old 2000s F-wing.
Does he really?
Yeah, back when it was like the little I don't know, it looks like a crest or like a phoenix or something.
That's crazy.
He's
got one.
Who was it? Do you know what fighter?
I don't know off the top of my head, but it's some dude from Brazil.
Huh,
I think he was just.
I gotta look that up.
Loves dirt bikes. Probably had one set of gear growing up, and was like, I
love that logo.
Yeah.
That's actually funny.
All right. So there's a couple things that I want to do. The biggest one is, and I think some of the people that follow me and follow this podcast and stuff like that, like a lot of them film, a lot of them are in content creation, stuff like that, or just fans of Moto too. But I don't know what the actual job title is, but I know you're like the in-house filmer for WPS or Fly Racing specific, right? And so give us kind of like the backstory of Two-Tone Jerome and like getting into filming, like, because I want people, and that's my whole goal of all of this, is for people to get to know you as a person, not necessarily the things that you've done, but like how you've gotten there, where you live, how your day-to-day stuff, like all that. You don't have to get into super detail, but how did that kind of start and to where you're at now?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
That was a lot, dude. You could have broke it down shortly.
No. Yeah.
Well, I guess I've always been intrigued by film. When I was a kid, I was like, I want to be a movie star. That was like my first thing. And I grew up watching like a lot of like old like martial art films. I was a big fan of like Jackie Chan growing up. And then from there, it got really into like 80s movies. Like mostly I was raised on 80s cinema. So like Goonies, Karate Kid, Blade Runner, like all these just kind of very like sci-fi period pieces. And from there, I just kind of just had this crazy love for film. And then that was also by music. My mom's like a huge music person. She plays like 8 instruments: guitar, piano, fiddle, spoon clapping knee thing, like all
that stuff's legit.
The spoons,
all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, clack, 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 clack.
So I just had this large library of music and movies under my belt, and that's what I thought I was going to go do. I wanted to do trailers. That was like, I want to work for Hollywood.
That would be cool.
And I want to make movie trailers. Fast forward 10, 15 years, I go through high school, I learned how to use a camera, completely change what my goals are. I want to be behind the camera now. I don't want to be in front of it. And 2, I wanted to work in action sports. And so I went to film school for a little bit. I went to a school called Full Sail, which is a complete waste of money.
Where at?
It's at Winter Park, just outside of Orlando. And they kind of just sell this like false dream to video people. They're like, hey, come to our school, you'll be working in Hollywood. Which I don't think. I mean, I know there's people who do want to work in Hollywood, but that was not my goal.
Right.
I've always kind of had this drive to kind of want to do my own thing. And it kind of stemmed out from wanting to work for Red Bull Media House.
Yeah.
That was my first, that's where I want to
goal.
Go. Yeah, that was the goal. And so, I was working at Dutch Bros for just over 5 years. I was doing video content for them. And then I got the call one day from a buddy of mine who worked for fly racing already. And he's been like, hey, man, would you be interested in shooting dirt bikes? And up to that point, I was very green with the sport. I knew the big people, mostly freestyle. I didn't know really racer. I knew James Stewart, Eli Tomac, stuff like that. But when it came down to knowing the sport, dude, I knew nothing 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Really?
Well, how long have you been there?
About 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So coming in, I didn't know any of the terminology. I didn't know what a scrub was. I didn't know what berms were.
You didn't even know what you're looking for, huh?
Yeah. No, I just knew oh, this is dirt bikes. I didn't, I had that kind of just that typical, probably XXX vibe of dirt bikes, where I had no idea what kind of skill went into it, just from, knowing what a gnarly whip looked like. That's all I really did. And so, I started working for the company. And when I got the job, I was not qualified. I knew how to work a camera, but I didn't know how to. It's one thing shooting someone making coffee drinks and stuff like that, or a buddy's video for his business, to going, the very first person I ever shot with was Zach Osborne.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm showing up at Baker's
and he's
place.
Flying.
Yeah, I'm showing up to the Baker factory down in Florida, and I'm this kid it's his first time shooting with big time pros.
Yeah.
And just trying to make it work. And each shoot we went on, it was just okay, I need to improve on this. Okay, I need to learn how to, shoot in a different frame rate and stuff like that. Like I said, I was not qualified to get this job. Luckily, I knew people.
Yeah.
I knew enough how to kind of make people think, oh, he knows how to run a camera kind of a thing. And then from there, it was just having to learn.
Yeah.
Quick.
Did you start looking up different content from Moto to try to get different angles and different ideas of what you should shoot?
Yeah. So, I mean, this isn't a knock on anyone in the industry. I feel like a lot of Moto videographers shoot the same.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, it's all just kind of either it's vlog style or it's your little Instagram edits and stuff like that. And the only person I really saw that stood out to me was Ryan Walters.
Yeah.
He was the first one. I was like, damn, this guy
knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he does. Has a really unique editing style. A lot of the stuff we see with all monsters recap videos and dirt short videos. Yeah, it's
different. It stands out.
Yeah, he kills it. And so that was the first one. I was like, okay, I want to be on kind of that level. And so, but at that time, Instagram Reels weren't a thing yet.
Yeah.
It wasn't you could still post videos, but you were posting more of the, what did they call them? The IG live or the IG.
Oh, the TV thing.
Yeah.
IGTV or whatever. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I forgot, dude, you took me. That was memory lane right there.
I forgot about that.
So that was what was popular when I first started doing stuff for Fly. But yeah, when I got hired, I was third in line. There were 2 videographers over me. And just as time went on, one guy left, I stepped into his position, and then I just kind of had to keep grinding. And then it got to a point where I was the guy.
Yeah. You're the top dog
and now there's no other videographers.
Yeah, it's just you.
And it's just me.
So you got all their salaries too, right? Yeah.
That was great.
I wish that's how it worked.
Come on, JT. Cool. Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You said that you knew you wanted to shoot action sports, but if you weren't into moto though, so what were you into?
Skateboarding.
Sick.
Yeah.
Okay.
But the problem is there's no money in skateboarding.
No.
Yeah, no.
Not for filmers.
Okay.
You know, unless you're Nigel Houston, you know, you have these top skaters who are rocking in money because they're winning contests and they have big gear sponsors and all that stuff.
Yeah, understandable.
Yeah, but when it comes to filming, it's not the same. Money's not tossed around like it is in moto. And even for moto, it's not the most.
No, moto is not.
It's crazy for how much these guys spend to go to every round, to have a mechanic, to have a, you know,
it's a lot.
Paying for gas, like everything that goes into it. And then the reward's not the same. Where an NFL player, they're not spending any money and they're getting paid millions of dollars.
Exactly.
And they get
their team's paying for everything, flying them out, doing everything.
Yeah. And I feel like they spend more time walking around during commercial breaks than actually like playing football.
Yeah.
You know, so I've grown a lot of respect for the moto, just riders in general.
Yeah.
You go seeing what they go through, the grind that it takes, how just it's, you know, people want to sit here and talk crap on dudes who are finishing 15th, 16th, 17th.
No way.
But those dudes still, you put them next to any other racer outside of that supercross race, and they're going to smoke them.
Blow them out of the water.
You know, so it's
my favorite example, and I don't know if you would know who this is or not, but my favorite example of that was Nick Schmidt. He rode at Milestone a lot. They called him like the Milestone Assassin. He was, I don't think he still is trying to race pro, but if he did, he probably would have retired last year or something like that. I could be completely wrong. He's still trying. I'm not sure. But that dude was one of the fastest guys I've ever seen ride a dirt bike at a local track in my entire life. I've seen James Stewart ride there, right? Mm-hmm. He was unreal. And then he would go to Supercross and sometimes not even qualify.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, it's insane the level that you're talking about and how hard it is to get to that upper echelon of like, you know, God tier riders. You know what I mean? It's insane.
That's like the couple weeks ago when I did a race at Fox Raceway, Billy Laninovich, for example, right? The dude's trying to qualify for the mains and stuff in Supercross.
Yeah.
But then you watch him out there at a race at the 2X Promotions race that we just did, and the dude's flying. You're like, dude, it's unbelievable how fast they are. So even those last place guys are still, they're unbelievable to watch. They're fast, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with like right now. Like it feels like Dino's kind of just more showing for the clout of a race.
That's our guy.
Just
That's our guy.
Sign autographs.
Dino's team 23.
Yeah, so you have him, and he's not doing anything crazy during the season, but then he goes overseas and he's
winning. He's crushing it.
Yeah, it's the same thing. But yeah, like why put yourself in a position of wadding your brains out trying to keep up with a Sexton and a Cooper Webb and all those guys when you can just collect that nice little paycheck that you're getting from that race and then go overseas and
why not?
There's no point in trying to.
Yeah, and he's doing great. What he just won, didn't he win over at Brazil?
He won. I can't remember where it was.
I think it was Brazil, right?
Ooh, I don't know.
Somewhere
he did.
over there.
And he's running the #1 plate right now. I know that.
Good for him.
In Oz Supercross or whatever, like that series that they have. I don't know where it was. I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, I forget. I don't remember which one.
But I don't know. It's just wild to me. And how long have you been going to Supercross now?
This will be my 4th season.
Okay, how was it the first time that you went? Because you didn't come. Well, is it you come from not having moto background at all, and then getting a little bit of that experience, especially with like top level guys, but being on the floor when those guys are going at a Supercross race is like even more next level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for you, that had to have been a little like eye-opening and like, oh shit, what did I just get myself into? Mm-hmm. You know, like kind of a thing. That's what I would think.
No, for sure. That's what I'm saying. Like when you talk about it's a totally different dynamic of shooting. If you're used to shooting weddings or whatever you shoot, when you have to go down on a track and a dude's going full speed and you're trying to rack focus as he's coming around the corner going up and down, and he's coming towards you and you're trying, it's a completely different ball game as far as how to shoot and where to be. And then on top of that, keeping your head, keeping your eyes open because it's so quickly a bike can come flying off the track. Some kid's getting whiskey throttle and it happened not last season, but the season before that, a photographer got smoked and broke like 8 ribs or something. Something crazy.
In Supercross?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the guy off the Bar X Suzuki guy.
He was a mechanic.
He's one of the mechanics.
Yeah.
He got
the
bike. Yep. Yeah. Remember that?
Dude,
that was brutal.
He broke both his legs like a week after our boy Marshall did.
Yeah.
Like it was
Like,
insane.
that was brutal.
It's gnarly.
Yeah.
So do you go into, so say you're going to go to Supercross, right? Doesn't matter what round it is. Do you go in there with the game plan, or do you just go in there with the mindset of, I know what I'm doing, I'm just going to run around and try to get shots?
Most rounds are the same. You kind of just have your shots you want to get. You know, you want to get your stadium shots. You want to get your pit shots. And
your 30-second board girl.
Yeah,
yeah.
That became a thing.
Yeah.
Over the last couple of years, now I'm kind of that guy who's
gets it.
It's funny. I'll see other monster girls who have had videos from me and point me out to other ones like, hey, that guy's gonna film you. So if he's filming you, smile.
Yeah, that's funny.
You know,
you're gonna be put on a video.
And it surprises me that not more that other videographers didn't, jump on that. They're always down.
Dirt Shark did. That was like,
but that makes sense because
because it's Monster.
But like no one else,
like the girls and stuff.
Yeah.
Do you think that was more because who they're working for wants it more professional?
Maybe.
I think be loose with it. Have fun with it.
I will say this though, I am very fortunate for the position I'm in because I have like my boss Anthony. Shout out Anthony.
Shout out Anthony for sure.
He gets it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of these brands that kind of they restrict their people from being creative.
Right.
When we're there, we want to be cool with everybody. Like,
exactly.
I'm down to get a clip for, if some writer's like, hey man, can you get me a clip? Hell yeah, I'll get you a clip. It's not
a big deal.
There's a lot of photographers and videographers that are very,
I'm here to shoot so-and-so and that's it.
That, or they're going to charge you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They think just because, Chase Sexton or whoever's asking for a video that, I could charge this guy $700 for a 30-second edit. It's like,
yeah.
I'm not, for me personally, I'd rather build that relationship of, hey, this guy will get me content and hoping down the road that they'll take care of me if I ever ask for something.
100%.
That's how I navigate. And I'm also on, Fly's payroll.
Yeah.
So I'm not going
and you're there shooting already.
Yeah. So anything I do outside of that is extra. But yeah, it's kind of weird to watch certain people just never show their work. And I don't know if it's because they're not allowed to, because some companies don't want them turning around. Just dude, I'll make an edit the same day I go shoot someone.
Oh yeah, me too.
And I'm there to just.
Some people definitely over edit things and overanalyze, and I'm like, dude, like me, it's just raw, dude. Because one, I don't know how to do everything that you do, and then two is I'm like, just put it up, like just get it out. Like it's people overthink things too much, in my opinion.
Well, and there's also with your stuff, like you've been able to get a pretty good following.
Yeah, I don't know why
doing anything crazy.
Yeah,
and I think
I'm with you.
People because it's raw.
Yeah, and that's literally it's the same thing will happen with me. I'll post an iPhone clip, like I did one of Barsha at San Francisco last year when the rain was just that mutter that was just the freaking worst.
Yeah,
and it's just a gate drop photo off my iPhone. I was like, oh, Barsha's right there. The rain looks cool.
Yep.
I'll just film this real quick, and it blew up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'll spend 2-3 days on an edit, everything, color graded, music's cool, everything, and then it does half the numbers.
So that's like one of the biggest videos on the 23 media Instagram is what, 24 million?
Yeah, my son.
And it's just an iPhone clip of him kicking over the bike, right?
It's my son kickstarting his dirt bike.
And then there's another one on there for like 600,000 of me kicking a bike where my foot got stuck on the Kickstarter.
Yeah,
dude, 600,000 views.
The giveaway bike,
clip.
Shout out giveaway bike.
You know what I mean?
It's
crazy.
That's it. It's dumb. It's the weirdest thing in the world.
It's like, but that's like what people want to see, though.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Or if I don't even know if it's that. I mean, I think it is part of that, but I also think just the Instagram algorithm,
just pushing those out.
It just knows.
Yeah,
like, it knows when you upload something from your camera roll versus you airdrop something to your phone that came from a Mac.
Yep.
And it's
like,
like,
you're probably right.
It has to, because like, first of all, the algorithm sucks.
Yep.
I hate that I can't see what my friends post.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really don't care that much about this random brand that I follow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but they're paying, and it's getting seen.
Yes, yeah, and it sucks because I'll see something 4 days later that my friend posted. I'm like, bro, dude, I would like this the first day you posted it, but I didn't see it because
turn on notifications.
There's some things that I have to, if I'm looking, like even my wife, she'll be like, I tagged you in something. I'm like, didn't see it. I'll have to go look for it, or if he posts something, like if I'm swiping, I'm like, oh, I didn't even see if he posted it. And I'll go to his Instagram and sure enough, it's there, but I haven't seen it all day.
Yeah.
And I don't know what the reason is for that at all.
And that's what like a lot of people hit me up for is like advice on like social media and stuff like that. I'm like, dude, I've lucked into a lot of things. I've failed my way into a lot of things. I have no idea why
Just
and
be
what.
active.
That's it, dude, is just be putting my stuff out there, be active, all that stuff. But it's very strange how that whole world works. But where it does come into play is like, that's like social media, right? But for you're doing like full on commercials. Like every time I see a fly racing commercial, I'm like, I know Two Tone had a part in that, or like made the whole thing. I mean, I know like Talon Pinned did something like 2-3 years ago or something like that. Like I'm like, oh, but so I know that there's help. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I know that you have to put that professional approach to those things. But when it comes to social media, everybody wants the professional. Like they want you to make it that look, but it doesn't get any engagement whatsoever. But they want that same level. So he has to spend 3 days, or if a company asks me, I have to spend 3 days, 2 days editing something and then putting it together, and then it goes out there and it gets it. So it depends on what the company is after, right? If they want views, if they want engagement, whatever. But most of the time it's like, okay, I put this together. You guys spent a lot of money on it. I use my $7,000-$8,000 camera, and it's like, all right, cool. I had 2,000 people see it. But here's a cell phone clip of like, I could give an example of like Michael Lieb and I like doing something, and it's just a random cell phone clip and it got 100-something thousand views.
Yeah.
Like what the hell's going on? Like it just, so it depends on what the company or the person or, whatever. I did think of something when you were saying about how you would like help shoot people and just get them content every so often. Did you know that Cooper was going to fly when you started doing his stuff?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Really?
I would have said 1,000% you knew, and that's why you were doing the stuff for him. Okay. All right.
Nope. That was 100%.
I know it's like falling on you. Look at that. Dude, it's
But
ghetto.
he knew
I
though,
got a limper.
Yeah. Hey, it happens, dude.
Go.
Now you can just
There you go.
adjust the mic.
Dude, we run a loose program here. Okay.
Okay. So you were doing stuff with Webb before you found out he was going to fly?
Yeah, it was after, what was it? Seattle Supercross. I got just an iPhone clip of him popping champagne on someone in the crowd.
Yeah.
And I tagged him in it, and just, cool little clip I got, thinking nothing of it. Because I'd met Cooper a couple times prior to that, because he used to train at Baker's. And we shoot there all the time, because a lot of our athletes train there. And he DM'd me that night asking, hey man, if you have any clips, I'd like, I'd love to get them from you or whatever. I'd be like, no, I'll make you an edit if you want. He's like, yeah, that'd be sick. Made him an edit, tagged me, posted it. Next week, hey man, if you want another edit, I'll make you one. This was just kind of me trying to just kind of get my foot in the door.
Why not?
It's Cooper Webb, dude.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like you have kind of like your 5 premier people that you could shoot for. You'd have your Eli Tomac, Jet Lawrence, Cooper Webb, Chase Sexton, and then Jason Anderson would probably be your biggest people that you want to be a filmer for.
I'm going to give you one, and I don't know if you've had the luxury of doing it. Josh Hansen.
I've actually never shot with him.
Bro,
Dude,
I'm telling you.
the coolest with goggles. There's certain athletes I know, you look at them and there's just certain shots they would look sick doing, and that dude
looks good in goggles for
he
sure.
Just looks cool in goggles. And
it's
actually funny that we're talking about this. Twitch and I were talking about this earlier today, because we were saying, I was like, dude, thank you for wearing mirrored goggles in a shoot. It just looks cooler.
Way better.
Yeah, if you're racing, it's one thing, but if you're for a shoot, wear mirrored.
Yeah,
because it's like awkward
smart.
If you're like, they're like looking. And
I know, and they're like,
you kind of see them looking at your camera, or like you see them
hey,
blinking.
Look this way, but you're looking over to make sure they're taking the picture.
Yeah. But like you were saying, like if it's a race, right? Obviously they're gonna wear clear. But like Trevor Nelson, he got that photo of Ken Roxon, like looking. I don't know if you've seen that one. There's a photo of Ken Roxon like looking down or something like that, like before he goes out to the race or at Supercross. And it's one of the raddest photos I've seen, and you can see through the goggles and everything. It's like pretty cool. But it 100%. Any other time that you could have somebody wearing mirrored, it just looks way better. But so to go like your top 5, dude, the engagement I get with Hanny clips and like his riding style and everything, he is like a filmer's dream for sure, dude. So if you ever get a chance, go film with him.
He's fun to watch in person. I was over at KTM the other day when I was texting you. I'm
like,
Hansen's here riding. I'm like, he is so fun to watch.
Yeah.
So freaking fun to watch.
Yeah, there's just certain riders that just are when they ride, they have they rip.
Yep.
You know, they have style, you know, and they're hitting nasty whips or
Yeah.
little knacks and stuff
And they have
like
fun
that.
with it.
Yeah.
You know, like I get it on a race day. You're there to like race and you're there to like, you're doing a job. But like on practice days, like, dude, you could throw one whip. It's not going to kill you. You know, like just have fun, float, you know, like play with the camera a little bit. Like it's going to make you look better with people. They're going to see that and they're going to be like, oh, that was cool. You
Okay.
know,
So
like,
with that being said, and you don't have to say it, but who's your for your most funnest person, most fun rider you've shot, or who do you like? I don't want to put that out there. Who you like working with the best? But
no, I get what
do you
you're
have
saying.
someone that you're like, you're stoked? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That I'm going to go work with them.
Well, I mean, no, Cooper.
Yeah.
Like,
Going back.
he-
Yeah.
As far as it goes with an elite rider, like that one was cool.
Yeah.
You know, showing up to the goat farm, pulling in, seeing the water truck, you know, it's just like,
Yeah, it hits different.
yeah, it's just cool, you know. And his fan base is so big, you know, the people who have just been Cooper fans for so long. But before that, dude, that's hard. I honestly, probably one of the most funnest people to shoot with was Talon Hawkins.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's just always down to do whatever. And you know, he was always our go-to kid for whatever shoot we needed. Hey, dude, we have this gear. Can you ride? Yeah. He was, yes, man. His parents are super cool.
That's when he was on the Husky team and he was fly. Yeah.
And just nasty on a bike, good whips. You know, just like fast rides. Just
you did the sunset shoot with him at Paula or at Fox Raceway.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brian.
Yeah. No, he was super cool. Getting to shoot with McNeil for the first time was sweet,
Jared's rad.
You know,
Jared's cool guy
because he was the first big like freestyle guy I got to work one-on-one with. And
you were just there, weren't you?
Yeah, last night.
Yeah. We knew. I don't know if you know this. We kind of helped get Jared McNeil to the U.S.
Really?
Like, do you remember?
Yeah.
Like
it was like in 07.
Dude,
something like that.
He came over. He was doing that. He was the first one to do that like crazy turn down whip or whatever.
Turn your body whip, like
and like and a guy that I was friends with at the time helped bring him over as like his sponsor or whatever. And he came over and it was his first X Games that he was here, and we partied with him for years after that. Yeah, and like we were close friends. That's how I knew him. Was just a rider that I would go watch and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and like,
Jared's super cool.
Yeah, super cool. That was one of the most rad dudes to be around for sure.
Yeah, I like a little jealous over it because RJ, so 250 guy.
Oh,
RJ is my guy.
Huge
sure.
RJ.
I've met him. You know what I mean? I talked to him.
Huge.
Well, we did the 2024.
The interviews earlier this year. Supercross intros, Husky intros.
For Husky.
Yeah.
And so I got to talk to him just for, like a brief second. He interviewed him or whatever, but that's like, I feel like that'd be a cool guy to work with.
Yeah, no, RJ's rad. Yeah.
RJ's super cool.
Yeah. Oh, super nice kid. I shouldn't say kid. He's like the same age.
Yeah. He's an old man.
Married, he's got a kid.
He's an old man.
Old. Yeah, it's weird because you look at him, I always think he's older than me, but I'm older than him. But it's because he's just this.
Yeah. He carries himself different than a lot of the other riders too. More mature.
He doesn't come off like a 250 guy. That's what's funny.
No.
Because he even over at where he trains, he's over there with AP, Mookie,
yep,
all them.
Mookie's rad.
And which typically the 450 guys are in that bay, and he's in there, and you would think that he's one of the 450 guys.
Yeah,
you know, he's
yeah, he will be soon.
Yeah, you know,
is he's doing West Coast, and then I would assume he would do West Coast and then pop over to the 450s
for East Coast.
He would do East Coast.
You know, if he's riding West Coast for 250.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Then he would pop over the East Coast races on a 450.
But I figure it just doesn't make sense to
I don't know,
do
maybe
450s first.
Yeah, no, that's the plan. The plan is to do West Coast 250, East Coast 450.
Okay,
defend his title and then go 450.
Yeah, it makes no sense. It makes no sense to do it any other way.
I think it'll be great on a 450 for sure. Yeah, he's
well.
Fun
the one time he did. I mean, he took.
Was that Daytona?
Yeah. Took first in the heat, and I'm pretty sure Tomac was in that heat.
Yeah.
So it's not. I mean, it's just a heat.
It doesn't, dude. It doesn't matter, dude. A heat is
time on a 450.
Bro, I'll gladly take a heat win over any of those guys.
Yeah,
I don't give a shit. I'll hang my hat on that for the rest of my life.
Yeah,
I want a 450 heat in 2024. I don't care. If 30 years from now, I'm still saying it.
So okay, so have you ever worked? And you don't have to mention any names at all. Worked with someone
assholes
that you're just done. You're like, dude, that was a nightmare.
I have.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, I will say like the nicest athletes you'll meet are BMX guys.
Oh yeah.
Like
I don't really film with too many BMX guys. So.
Yeah. I mean, I've only shot with a handful, but they've all been
Shane Davis.
Yeah, Shane Davis is
coming
cool.
on the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
He's supposed to.
He keeps writing me saying, when are we doing it?
Well, he needs to.
But yeah, it's the Moto guys that you'll get.
You know what's funny?
They just like bitch about stupid stuff, and I'm like, bro, you're not even in the top 10, and
So,
you're
That's
whining.
That's what I was gonna say. It's never the top guys. The very, very, very top guys, for the most part, besides the one, and I've told the story about this podcast, they're all super cool. Like the top guys. It's the B level guys that like are on the cusp and like or like close, and they think they're way bigger than they are and stuff like that. It's like, dude, calm down.
Like that you've worked with?
Oh yeah, for sure. And then, but like on the top level guys, like, dude, Barsha is one of the nicest guys. You hang out with him and like talk with him, bullshits with you, all this kind of stuff.
Right.
Super nice, super cool. I just effing Tomac, dude.
Yeah. I
effing Tomac.
I've lived so many years around freestyle guys. You know what I mean? Because that's what I rode ramps, and I had fun riding freestyle with like Fitzpatrick and Potter and like all those dudes. So those guys are all super cool if you're in the group.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So, but
freeride guys are they're right next to the BMX dudes.
Yeah.
Because they're on a different schedule, and they're
Yeah.
a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, they're super cool to work with. But like, yeah, it's the dudes who are, and I get it. You're training, you got money on the line. You're trying to stay on a team.
Yep.
You know, you're trying to perform, all that
Stressed
kind of stuff.
out.
I get it. But on the other flip side of the, there's, I don't know.
Yeah.
You meet someone like RJ who's completely
super cool.
He knows what you're there to do. It's polite, whatever. But yeah, you have other dudes who have just, I think they've been around so much and they think that they just kind of go off their name.
Yeah.
But it's like, dude, it's like you're not selling jerseys.
No.
It's
No.
like,
it's not that big of a deal.
We're not gaining money we're probably losing money.
Yeah.
Signing people like this.
Yeah.
But it's, it is what it is.
that's how RJ was when we met him. When we came in the door, looked you straight in the eye, shook his hand, just like super cool.
Bro, and I was but like at that, they knew who I was, but that I was, I was gonna say I don't belong there, but like I was the outsider that was like there. You know what I mean? Because I'm really cool and
that's
friends.
what he thinks, at least.
At that point, I mean, he knows him and I've talked a million times, and I have stories about that. But when I went there, I'm super cool with the guys at KTM and Husky, that Jamie that runs everything, that like runs the events and everything. She's super cool. And so she invites me and gets me to those things. She wants it. She's like, why wouldn't we want the coverage? Yeah. You're going to cover it different than he is. You're going to ask him questions different than he is. You're like, that's more content out there for our brand, for our riders. Like, why wouldn't I? But when I went there, it was like, the riders knew who I was, but that was my first time in that setting.
Yeah, you were nervous,
bro. I was scared shitless.
I was walking in there like I owned the place, dude.
Yeah, because you didn't have to interview him.
I was in the room with them.
Yeah, I know, but you didn't have to sit down and ask questions.
I was trying to give him that courage. You know what I mean? Like,
you're
dude, supposed to be here. Dude. Go in here like you're supposed to be here. Have fun, dude.
I was scared, bro. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, I think I was most nervous to probably interview Mookie, because like but
he was the funnest.
He was super cool, but I was a huge James Stewart fan, and like he's on a different planet. Him, Pastrana, McGrath, like those guys are the Mount Rushmore.
I put James Stewart as the GOAT. Like,
oh yeah, me too.
I have no fight in this argument because I didn't grow up riding. I didn't grow up, but just from someone
outside, kind of looking
non-biased, just kind of watching stuff. Like the Carmichael stuff's impressive,
very.
But on the same time, he just like it just wasn't the same, and the bikes weren't the same.
Yep.
Compared to someone, it's like, oh yeah, I was a 125 champion.
Yeah.
And thinking like a 450 now.
Yeah.
And these bikes are so much bigger and faster and all that kind of stuff. And I wish there was a way to compare them.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in their prime statistically.
And there never will be.
Yeah. And there's no way. But I think there's certain athletes who they're the greatest at certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Like Carmichael, I think, was that first person that really showed that you can be an athlete in this. You can train, you can do all the right things, eat the right things, train a certain way to be this rider. And then you had riders who were just like, they're just talent.
Yeah.
Straight out the gate. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And
that wasn't Ricky, though. He had to put in that extra work.
And that's what the whole training thing with his stuff. Like, you can show that you can train, you can become the top tier person. Where some people, they just hop on a bike and it just seems like they just
it's just natural.
Jet Lawrence, for example.
Yeah.
Jet.
Not to say that he's not training hard, but
but
he has a freakish speed. When he's
Dude,
out there
it's
on a track,
crazy.
you watch him. The effort is so different. When he's out front, he's just kind of doing his lines.
Looks like he's not
Yeah,
riding.
he kind of just seems like
like-
he's doing a, you know,
Yeah.
a
I'm just here
side
having
lap.
fun.
Then
Yeah.
you look at Tomac and he's hitting the whoops and he's charging him.
And he's
head.
angry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
everything's
It's just everything's just pinned.
Yeah.
You know, just rev limiter. Yeah.
Like,
same
screw
thing.
these whoops, man. Bah, 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 bah.
yeah, it's so crazy because and then same thing with Barsha with
Yeah.
the panic revs.
Oh,
the
yeah.
way
Oh,
he just
yeah.
I
gets
love the way
nasty.
Barsha rides.
Yeah, it's so cool to watch.
Yeah, it sounds good. It's fun to watch. When I watched him at qualifiers at A1 last year, and like you could just hear Barsha everywhere that he was
Yeah.
going, you know, just hitting the rev limiter on everything. Yeah, he's fun to watch for sure.
But like, to go back to that story of like what we were talking about is, and how you know the world of filming and getting into that world and all that stuff. You were one of Quads and like a few other people that like were in. You for sure were in the industry, and you were like one of the earliest people that I kind of met, and were not a dick. Like, it was everybody else that I would meet or that I would meet and stuff like that. Like, dude, just assholes, dude. And just, I'm cool, and like, you don't belong. That's why I kind of felt that way, because I was told a lot, you don't belong here. You know, and like, and when I would be out with you, didn't seem like that at all. It was like the complete opposite. You know, and it was like, it was cool to see like, oh wow, not everybody in this industry is like that, because you have that element of the riders, who some are assholes and some are dicks and like not cool, and the filmers and the media people, we've talked about that.
Yeah.
You know, like, dude, most of them are not friendly.
Yeah, there's a lot
You
of
know?
off-camera stuff that
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you guys have talked about,
Oh,
that
yeah, yeah.
we've talked about and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
But with people saying that you don't belong here, I think there was also a level of a threat that they could see from him as well. I mean, I could be wrong, but this is just what I'm getting off of it and what I'm noticing, because they're going out and charging people. I understand it's the way they're making a living. And he's just going out there having fun shooting people. Like, I want to shoot whoever, you know what I mean? And then he's getting all this engagement and getting all these followers off of it, you know? So I think that's,
I don't know, but
probably
it
one
was
of the
cool.
reasons, but
It was cool to run into somebody that was not that way, you know, and like, and now knowing, because I thought you were, and this is why I like doing these, is I thought you were raised in moto, and I thought you rode your whole life, and
I would
that
guess that for sure.
for sure, like that's what I just assumed, right? And then to find out, like, oh, that's probably why, you know, like, you come from like a different background.
Have you ever ridden a dirt bike?
Yes, yeah, or else you would have said no.
No, well, I'm trying to like down like a road and like turn around and came back.
All right.
Like, I've never been on a track
Okay.
in my life.
You do no plan to do so, or do you want to?
I think it'd be sick.
Let's go.
You ride like
you could
110s or anything?
That
Yeah, I mean, I've rode like a 50. I've rode
Oh,
like a
yeah, yeah,
110. I've smoked myself on that little greener bike that Twitch has.
Oh, the Greenger?
that thing
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
This right here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have a giant scar on my ankle.
That thing's cool though, huh?
No, yeah, no, they ain't cool.
I mean, I guess
It could have been. Yeah,
it could have been. That's freaking funny.
But it is interesting to see that whole rock star mentality and that rock star world and all that stuff. It's just lame, you know. It's like there's too much going on, too much to worry about, like, that I don't need to sit there and cool guy this guy, like all this kind of stuff. It's just, this is dumb.
Yeah,
I don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, we're all doing the same thing. And there is a lot of that. It is cutthroat as far as content creators go in the moto. There's not a lot of people who are shooting dirt bikes and have a name at doing it.
Yeah.
And like I said, like, I feel like a lot of kids just do the same shit, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to stand out and you want to be that person who is getting clients and getting people to like want to post your stuff, like, you got to be different in some aspect. And I think I lucked out not being from California.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not around the moto scene. I'm not here, you know, battling 4 other kids who are trying to shoot the same people at the track.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
true.
And I mean, I think I would be a lot better if I lived down here.
Yeah.
Because I would be shooting every day.
Yeah.
If I could just hit up Twitch every day. Hey, dude, you want to go shoot? You want to go shoot? You want to go shoot?
Yeah, you'd be at the tracks, like you'd be like warmed up, ready to go, like all season long. You wouldn't have to like all of a sudden get back into it as the season's going or whatever.
Which happens a lot now because I go back home in Boise, and you know, I'll shoot random stuff back there, but it's not dirt bikes.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, you do gym stuff now.
Yeah, some gym stuff.
Tattooed and Successful, is that yours?
No.
Or is that okay? So you're helping them.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because you help a brand, Tattooed and Successful, which I love because I'm tattooed and somewhat successful. And so he posted that and I was like, oh, that's pretty sick. You know, I'm like, so I meant to
Yeah,
hit
it's
you up
cool.
about that, but that's pretty cool. Like you're trying to find stuff. And unfortunately in Moto, if you really kind of want to make money, you kind of have to reach out sometimes. And dude, it's the funniest thing in the world. It's like hard to get somebody to pay you $400 to shoot Moto stuff. And one of our friends was like, hey, we need photos of this like charity event we're doing. You're going to be there for 30 minutes. It's $450. I'm like, dude, I'm like, but
Yeah.
it's like quick, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so it's cool to see that you're branching out and like doing other stuff, like the gym stuff. Like I know that you work out and you're in fitness and stuff too, but like that is kind of cool that like you're not just like a one trick pony, you know,
Yeah.
kind of a thing. So
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think that's also what helps me with kind of. I personally think I have a different look and feel to my videos than a lot of the
You do.
videographers.
Yeah.
I try and make it as cinematic as I can.
Yeah.
You know, right at the beginning, the music's cool and it makes you go, "Oh, this is sick shot."
Engagement.
Yeah, just like right off the bat, I want people to feel something when they watch my videos.
Yep.
And at times it can be stale if you're just watching dirt bikes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same content. You're gonna see the same kind of videos over and over and over. And so not coming from Moto, I grew up watching, skate videos, snowboard videos.
Those are the best.
And
snowboard videos were the best.
That's where Crusty Demons came from.
Yep.
Yeah. And some of those guys now make the most just epic looking videos, the way they're shot. And I just kind of get little nuggets from here and there, things that I like. And a lot of stuff that I implement into my videos is still from movies. I love the Dune movies.
Yeah.
And
those are great.
When I saw the first one, that saw it in theaters, and I was like sitting here and I'm like, why don't I implement more like sounds into my videos?
Yeah.
So from then my video I started putting sound effects into my videos, bike revs, stuff like that. Or just like hits, booms, whooshes, stuff like that.
Yeah, like when you'd have the flames go off or whatever.
Exactly. Stuff like that. Like it makes the person as they're watching it, they don't know. They think that, oh, he got the audio of the fire going.
Right.
They don't know.
And they're not.
Yeah, it's all some people would know.
So in a way, you're kind of doing the cinematic trailers and Moto in one.
Yeah. No, and that's what kind of full circle. It kind of came to a point where now I get to make Supercross commercials.
Yeah.
They're 30 seconds long. It's basically a commercial. And I get to just kind of have fun with it and make it
cool.
epic as I can. And 99% of the time it's 100% me start to finish.
Yeah.
Every now and then I'll have someone come out and help shoot additional footage. That's what Talon did that one time. But everything that I'm doing with these commercials when they're playing, it's all me.
You do all the editing for it and everything?
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Shooting, editing, color grading, sound, everything.
Dude, the color grading.
So it's a world
it's a lot, dude.
I don't want to live in. Because like, dude, no, I don't have time. I work a regular like that's his job.
At some point, if you want to move forward with all this, and if
I'll hire somebody.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, we have a family.
Yeah.
I work a full-time regular job. I do this. I can't. I don't. And the other thing too is there's so much and there's an art in doing it.
There is.
That it's like, I don't want to shortchange that part. So if I get into that world and I start and I'm cutting corners there, then I look worse than me if I'm just shooting stuff raw and posting it.
I've watched,
you know what I mean?
I've watched a video on YouTube of how to color grade, and I'm like,
yeah, like shooting it in C-Log because I shoot Canon. You're Sony, or what do you use? Sony do they call it C-Log? No, right?
S-Log.
S-Log, yeah. And it's like when you first get it, it looks all gray. Like everything just looks just colorless. Like it looks like you took a thing of crayons and melted them all together, and it's like that color.
And that's how you start color grading?
And then you start from there, and then you grade from that.
Yeah, I'm good, dude.
Yeah.
I'll pass for now.
But
I don't understand it.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I used to kind of just cheat. Because I didn't know anything about color grading.
Yeah.
And then I learned like, oh, just put a LUT on it. This is a lot of people. Now as a videographer and someone who's done it for a while now, when I look at other people's work, I can tell if they're just slapping on.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
Or if they are actually taking the time to make oranges be orange and the darks be, whatever it may be. And it can get ugly quick.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people. I mean, dude, there's people who are down there on the floor during Supercross. I'm like, I don't know how you got credentials.
I have an update about that.
The video, the content they're putting out, it's like, I take pride in my stuff.
Yeah.
And it pisses me off when people are, it doesn't seem like they care what they're putting out, or a brand will pay for something. And I'm like, dude, that's not going to help you, dude.
No.
Like what you're putting out that's an ugly video. And like, but this is all I do. All I do is video.
So, you know what? That's actually, not to cut you off, I'm sorry. But if brand deals and stuff do come up and you do make a video, or I hope you make a video, whatever, send it to him and see what he thinks before we post it, or send it out type thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think you kind of look at it the same way I do, where it's like your artist interpretation, like, oh, well, I wouldn't have done it that way, but I also didn't shoot it, you know? So like it's not going to be the same, but he's bounced some stuff off me before. And like, we've talked music and stuff like that. Like we have kind of the same interest with music and stuff. And so it's like, oh, I like that you use that one, or that one was sick. Or if he posts like, I can't remember who it was. You did one that I was like, bro, and I asked you if I could post it. Like it was so good. I'm like, dude, I had to get it from you. And I couldn't remember who was that. Damn, it was like somebody, and it was like,
back and look.
It was good, dude. And I was like, I was all two-tone. I need that freaking video, dude. I gotta post this. It was badass. And it's just stuff like that. So I hear what you're saying, and the stuff I'm being asked to do isn't like that. They don't want me to create content for them at Supercross. It's more like helping them, because I have companies reaching out to me to be like, dude, how did you do your Instagram like the way that you did, and like how'd you grow it, and like and I do have certain things that I'm not going to put public, but I do have certain things that I'm like, oh, this is what I did here. This is what I did here. This is the strategy I used for this. And this is, you know, kind of how I used it, but it may not work for you. I don't know, you know what I mean? But it was just the way that I did it. And so now I'm at that point, but like going back to how you were saying is like how there's 4 filmers, like shooting one rider at like Paula or Fox, is I knew that. And I said, I don't want to do this forever. Like, I'm like, I can't just be a filmer that is out there filming by myself, like for nothing. Like I wasn't being paid to do it. It wasn't my job to do it. I was just out there doing stuff for free. I'm like, everybody else is doing that stuff. How can I make money from it? I'm like, well, I don't want to spend a bunch of time trying to figure out to be that professional at that level. And I'm like, but I enjoy being on camera. I enjoy talking about stuff. I enjoy talking moto. I like doing what we do. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it myself. Like, I'm just going to create my own media brand. I don't care. And that's when everything freaking hit the roof. Like, as soon as I started doing that, it was just like game over.
Yeah.
And then that's when all the sharks came out. And it was like, oh, there's another level to this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just the filmer level. It was like, holy shit, dude. Yeah. So yeah, this world is interesting for sure. How was it? I know we're kind of coming back to Cooper Webb, but how was it having him come up there? Because I saw you were in the photo with like the big group and everything, and you were there doing all that stuff. How was that working with him? And like, how was it having him on board now?
It's crazy, dude. Everyone's stoked on the team.
Oh yeah.
And like, I mean,
dude, we do this in my garage. Sorry, bro. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna say this now, like the perception people had of fly racing before is going to be so alien to people. What's going to happen in the next few years?
Oh, I believe it.
You know, just the team that we have now is so we have the same goal. You know, we want to do cool shit.
Yeah,
we want to be that brand, and I think Moto as a whole kind of plateaued a little bit. No brands really doing anything crazy. There hasn't been really any new. It's just been kind of
stale-ish.
Yeah. You know, the brands that used to be popping all the time, like the Fox brand, you know, it's just like, when was the last time Fox did something super sick?
Right.
I will give them credit on Loretta's, that gear that they have, but the problem is they never freaking release it to the public, which pisses me off. But there was like that 70s throwback gear. That was pretty cool. And I have to give, I'm not really a Fox rider. I have Fox gear, but the Shimoda kits in Japan, dude, those are badass.
What's that one brand? That yellow kit he had? Are you talking about that one?
Yeah, like I can't remember.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't the collab one. I know which one you're talking about. It wasn't that one. It was one that they did at Loretta's, and then all of the Shimoda kits when he was in Japan, it was like a cream purple and like a teal. Like I don't know. He had these like 3 kits. I'll find them, and I'm like, that was pretty sick.
Yeah.
You know, but you are 100% right that a lot of brands are not doing, you can tell Fly is investing in the sport.
For
1000%.
sure. We've talked about that a bunch of different times, that we feel like Fly is definitely putting more into the sport, and
Yeah,
it's getting big, dude.
Yeah, we're trying, dude. And it got to a point, the company got sold. Some people came, some people got fired. I mean, a lot of stuff changed.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of stuff up in the air. We didn't know what was going to happen to the brand. And
is that recently?
Yeah, within just the last couple of years.
Like these kids.
Yeah, like that's a clean kit. Yeah, it's.
Oh, you can't really see it. I'll put it on camera so they can see.
But it seems to be the only time those kits come out are ones that you can't buy. Same
Yeah,
with,
they're
same
never.
with the Lawrence brothers. They get cool Alpine kits.
Yeah, I know.
No one's you can't buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's exclusive just to them.
Troy Lee, when they did the cool like Venom kit with the helmet and everything, you're like, that was sick, but you can't buy it.
I know. But what I did hear JT said is that there are going to be kits that Cooper Webb gets that you can't buy. So there is an element to where there should be that.
100%.
There should be some kits that are just for pros only, for sure. But stop making all the good-looking ones your pro kits.
No, I agree. It's kind of like a team hat.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the team hats that people want, like fans want those, but you can't get them.
Yeah.
But if you just made a team hat that was kind of like it, exclusive to the public, they'd buy it up all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just gets tricky with when you start throwing monster logos and team brands.
Yeah.
Like that's where it gets tricky with what we can sell.
Like you have to get their approval, or pay them.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
How much percentage do they want?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, dude, it's percentages of everything. There's like I've been having conversations with different companies, and there was a graphics company a while ago that told me that they have to like buy into the copyright, like they have to pay a percentage each time somebody uses their logo on a graphic kit.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me.
Or they pay, like we pay the licensing fee and then we can use it as much as we want. I'm like, damn, dude, like I can only imagine like having that on your gear, having like, I mean, Red Bull's probably the worst, or not the worst, but the most, not secretive. What's the word I'm looking for? Exclusive.
Yeah.
For sure, Red Bull, you can't do. Remember our buddy that had a Red Bull hat years ago?
I got one.
And you weren't supposed to, and he almost got in trouble because they lost the hat. Like it was just like the little things. It's just so ridiculous sometimes.
Yeah, Red Bull. Yeah, you can get pretty much anything you want from Monster.
Oh,
you want any athlete hat, you can get one.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to Red Bull, they're
super exclusive.
You get nothing.
I love that hat, dude. I was stoked that I had that hat.
It's been a long enough time. We could probably say his name, right?
Jack Rowe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was an OG, not an OG freestyle guy, but like he did freestyle for like 2 years and then he bounced. And he was like, all right, I'm out.
He did it longer than that. He was doing snowmobiles and stuff, freestyle snowmobiles and stuff like that. And then he just like disappeared.
Yeah. Now he does like,
I don't know where he went.
He lives somewhere where it snows a lot. Could be Idaho. And he does some in real estate now, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah. Something.
But dude was...
He was like, badass on a dirt bike.
Could have won X Games, badass on a dirt bike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just doing every flip trick, just doing
huge
some flip
extension.
tricks, huge extensions. And the dude was like 5'4", so he could extend
just small.
Dude, he drove this black, remember the Escalade truck? And with like 26s.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy.
Dude, it was cool. We'd roll everywhere in that thing thinking it was the coolest thing in the world. It was funny.
Yeah. Speaking of Fly, so can you talk about anything coming up?
No, don't. I'll just tell you right now.
Or tell me off.
Yeah, you can tell him off camera, but
it depends on what you want to know. There's certain things I know that are coming up that I can't talk about.
Right.
But,
yeah. JT shot me down. I asked him, I was like, does Fly want to do anything? Like, I'd be open to that. Like, you helped us. And he was like, not right now. I'm like, damn it. I'm like, all right, cool.
At least
like,
he said not right now.
I know.
I will. In his defense, there's a lot of moving parts right now. We're trying to get teams ready for next year. There's a couple names that are still on the.
Dude, you guys just got KTM on the GP.
Yeah,
the GP team. Dude, Fly is making moves, dude.
Yep.
And then because you are live, so make sure if you say something, it's like it's like public. But there was so you have Cooper Webb. You have Casey Cochran. DeFrancesco still in TLD, or is he Fly?
He's Fly now.
Oh, so he's Fly.
So we're shooting with him tomorrow morning.
Oh, at the track.
Yep.
Yeah. Hopefully Hansen will be there. I mean, he tests almost every day.
Yeah,
so,
I don't know who's supposed to be there.
Oh,
but yeah,
I could ask.
They're testing tomorrow, so they were pretty strict on like.
Oh yeah,
how many people were going to be there?
Yep.
All that kind of stuff.
But yeah, they're testing. you know? But I thought there was somebody else that you guys just picked up too, but I could be wrong. You know what's really weird about the whole gear deal is, and I know it's contracts and all that stuff, but it's like everybody knows Cooper's about to switch into a fly helmet, but he has to run the bell at Paris Supercross. Like he still has to wear the bell helmet this weekend
because of the deal.
Because he has a contract with them still,
yeah.
but he's going to a fly helmet, but he can't wear it yet. And I'm like, what? I don't know. To me, it's just like it's kind of dumb. I get with like contract stuff, but like if I was in charge of Bell, I wouldn't want to use. I guess I don't know. Maybe if he won, I'd want to use it. I don't know.
Well, just think about like asset wise, like Bell would like to get if they can post Paris Supercross photos of Cooper Webb in a Bell helmet, they probably want to
Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I guess I'm salty. I'd be like,
he looks good in that guy.
Like, get out of here. Dude, shut up.
He's gonna look even better with the fly helmet.
Have you you realize how big of a fly guy that he is, right?
No, it's impressive.
For years.
He's more than you are. Like, and this is definitely before hooking him up with anything. Like he's been a fly guy. He pays retail.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't.
Why is that?
Years.
What?
So it was the reason I jumped. So I'm not big on trends, right? And if I see something at the track that everybody's got, like I never got on the fast house trend. Right.
I love
because I saw it everywhere. But I jumped on fly when what's his name that used to fight on the track?
Weston Pike.
Weston Pike.
Oh yeah.
He was wearing fly.
Weston.
Right.
Yeah.
So and this was some years ago. He was wearing fly at Fox Raceway, and I was watching him. I'm all, damn, that gear looks freaking cool. Right. And then I went on the website and I looked up the same gear and I wanted to get it. And I started scrolling through and everything else. And then I finally bought some fly gear and I just loved the way it fit, loved the way it looked. I would show up to the track. Not many people had fly gear on. And then ever since then, just run it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And then I just got huge on it.
Well, and just too is like, it's always been, it's a comfortable gear. It's good gear.
Yeah.
And
I've never worn it.
It got muddied down because, back in the day, Fly was kind of that brand that was down to just help out anyone who was trying to get gear to race. So we sponsored every privateer, every team that couldn't.
Everybody.
And we helped a lot of people, and that's what's cool about the brand. But now that this turn is kind of, okay, now we want to, legitimize the brand.
Yeah.
We don't want to be that brand that just anyone can throw on. It has no weight to it.
Yeah.
Now it's to a point where, Twitch has helped out tremendously with the
dude. He first told me that he was going to fly. I'm like, what? And I'm like, wait. And I almost said something that I shouldn't have said, but he was telling me like how everything was kind of going, and he was like explaining everything. And I'm like, bro, you are Fast House. Like they would be dumb to let you go. Like everything with his brand fit Fast House, like with that whole style and everything. I'm like, God, that just doesn't make sense. And then I remember I was talking to Seth, Seth, a slice of Seth. I always forget Brisson.
I don't know. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to butcher it right now.
But like I was talking to him, and I remember the first day him and I were standing there and we saw Twitch gear up, and we were going to make fun of him. Like not for wearing fly, but just because he took like 30 minutes trying to figure out gear and like what he wanted to wear. Cause it was like his first day. You might've been out here.
I think it's the next day I came out.
Yeah. You were, I was gonna say, cause you and I talked about that but like we were about to, and he put it on. I was like, damn, dude, that stuff looks pretty good. And like, he looked good in it. And I was like, all right, I could see it now, but before I was like, I always thought of fly as like a racer or like a enduro cross, like outdoor, like more racing stuff.
Yeah. It's huge in GNCC.
That's what I meant. Yeah. GNCC. And so when I thought about Twitch being in fly, I'm like, I just don't get it. Like it didn't really make sense to me. And now I see it. I'm like,
dude,
all right,
it's dialed on.
Oh yeah, dude. His kits are always good.
So we need to get him on the fly train.
Who?
You?
No, I can't.
Got to switch you over.
Nope. I'm already switching around gear enough. I'm trying to stay with like a couple, and then I'll go from there.
Yeah.
But nobody's paying me to wear their gear. I just but I wouldn't be opposed to like trying a set or something like that. Like not at all. So I mean, if anybody's out there that is randomly sends me a set of gear that I could try one of these times, I don't know who but I'm sure there's somebody out there. Yeah.
I don't know anybody.
No,
But-
I told actually
don't
what
know
JT
anybody.
said that that like was areas that I could help him or whatever possibly was and I meant to say this to Marshall and you guys. I always say get data, but it's not get data. Firepower. Like you guys on the WPS brand, like what all is under WPS? There's Firepower, Fly,
Hard drive, Highway 21, Shinko tires, Sedona tire and wheel.
You better know this whole thing. Your managers are watching this.
Open Trail.
But there's a lot, right?
There's a bunch of stuff.
And I'll be honest, I thought Firepower, I don't know why in my head was batteries. And like, I just thought it was yeah. And so, okay. So that's why I thought it was just batteries. And then all of a sudden JT was telling me about it. And I was like, I went on the website. I'm like, damn, dude, there's a lot of stuff on here that they like make.
Really?
You know, I was like, oh, like maybe there's an avenue there or whatever, stuff like that. But yeah, the reason I'm more of an Alpine Stars gear guy, that's what I've worn, but I'm not like necessarily tied to them. It's just what I like wearing. The problem with Alpine Stars is you either pay full retail for it or you got to beg for free stuff.
Yeah.
And I hate being that guy. I don't like being that guy of like begging for gear. I feel like if you want to send me gear, send me gear. If you don't, okay, cool. Like it's no sweat off my back. But it's like, dude, I've been getting free gear from people. It's like I have a hard time paying retail. And it's like, so that's why I have a hard time is I don't want to be known as like the guy that jumps around to all these different gear companies.
Yeah.
Like every so often it's like I have one set of Fly and then I wear that. And then I have another set of Alpine Stars and I wear that. And then another set of Fox. And it's like, I don't know. I don't want to be known as that guy. And nobody's going to pay me to wear their gear. I'm not going to pretend like they should, but it's like, well, I do have a platform to promote it. Like when I post a picture of me on my bike, 10, 15,000 people interact with it.
Yeah.
Like that's promoting it. And so like for me is just like, is finding a brand to like partner with that it fits kind of my style, which used to be Fast House all day long. I loved everything about Fast House. And then they sold and everything changed.
Yeah.
And it was just like,
do something with the pocket.
The what?
A pocket.
Yeah, dude. Why don't you guys make more gear with pockets?
You got the kinetic gear, the F16, the light. Dude,
are you freaking serious?
We were talking about this the other day, though. Yeah, dude, I told you, fly racing. Love fly racing.
Bro, we don't get paid from Fly. And this guy promotes it like they're our number one sponsor.
You never know what could happen one day.
You never know.
No, I know what's going to happen because I asked JT.
Look what happened with him. You just got an unexpected phone call. Now look at him.
True.
6 years later, just been there forever.
Now you're sitting in my garage right now, like hanging out, like with two weirdos. Like you're welcome, dude. Welcome to the freaking
podcast, man.
Is this your first one?
It's my first one.
Really?
Yeah. I'm just a video guy.
Yeah, but
I don't like.
You're bigger than that.
But there's so much more to being a video guy. So much more.
I agree.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, yeah, it's. Dude, I battle with that all the time because it's like, one of the coolest things that Instagram has done is the collaboration thing.
Yeah,
that's smart.
That right there helps out creators so much because like for example, the first video I posted with Cooper Webb, I don't even know what it's sitting at now, 14,000 likes, 200,000, 300,000 views, and it's 3 clips that I put together, and it's just crazy how much of just posting one video with him, getting to see what it did. It's just like, oh, this is just the beginning. You know, going into next year, filming his entire season because,
yeah, he'll be your main guy.
Yeah, he'll be
and with RJ, I mean,
so I'm documenting defending champ all next year, and I'm documenting RJ's, or not RJ, Cooper's pretty much his new chapter.
Yeah,
new gear deal. Everything that's changing with him, new
team, all that.
Yeah, so it's like it's just cool to be a part of that, but kind of just getting the, be Cooper Webb's filmer.
Yeah,
that's
that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's a fun thing to kind of add to what you do.
Yeah,
especially for people who know Moto.
Yeah,
I can say that to some random person. Oh yeah, I film with these people. And they're like, oh,
yeah, cool,
right.
Cool.
Like I like Talon, but like you tell people I'm filming with Talon Hawkins, they're like, okay.
Yeah, then you go and tell people, yeah, I filmed for Cooper Webb. They're like,
yeah, and they're like, oh shoot,
wow, that's big.
Yeah. But it puts a lot more pressure on me.
It
You know,
does.
you know,
It
you have
definitely
to
does.
like now it all.
You're the only one, right?
Yeah.
So you go to, or do you do every round
Yep. Well,
and then travel there by yourself?
so we have a team. So we're not the title sponsor, or we're a title sponsor.
Yeah, you're
Like,
pretty
so-
up there.
So it goes Monster then us, and
It's huge.
so we just we have a lot of hands in the races. You know, just as far as like, you know, we're sponsoring the KTM Mini Kids now.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
You know, so they're
All
all
their
rocking
gear.
fly helmet if
Robbie's
they want
getting fully hard right now. Yeah.
if they, you know, we
Yeah.
have that. We have our, you know, our setup that we have, our hospitality tent where people can come
Yeah.
and get food, do track walk. Athletes will come by, sit down, eat, bullshit with people. You know, we have that going at every single round. Yeah, we're everywhere.
It's exciting.
Is
you
it?
know?
So I know the answer to this a little bit. Is it cool to travel to all these races and film all these races? Or is it kind of like get mundane after a little while?
For me, no.
Yeah.
I love it. You know, it makes having like a home life a little more tricky.
Yeah.
You know, the whole girlfriend.
When do you go
thing.
out?
I typically fly out on Thursdays
Okay.
and then shoot press on Friday, shoot the race Saturday, fly home Sunday. Home for a few days, get the editing done.
Do
same
it
thing,
again.
Do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you get used to it after a while, living in hotel rooms, checking
Yeah.
in the flights, getting up early, getting home late, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like not very many people have this job.
Mm-mm.
And I have to remind myself that.
Yeah.
You know, just like, dude, you're in a sick position. You know how many kids wish they could just be around professional dirt bike racers every single weekend? Like,
Everybody in moto.
yeah, and I don't fangirl because I didn't grow up in it.
Yeah.
I know how like important it is when I'm standing here waiting to like go out onto the track and, you know, Tomac is sitting right next to me waiting for them to call his name for his, you know, his opening ceremony thing. It's like, you know, Tomac.
Yeah.
I know who it is. But if you were to flip in the, you know, roles with some kid who grew up watching him,
They'd be like,
you know,
holy
he'd shit
cow,
his
it's
pants.
Eli
Like would
Tomac.
want to,
Oh, yeah.
got to get a picture, you know, got to get an autograph or whatever it may be. And like,
Yeah, but that you can't do.
I don't get nervous around these dudes because it's just like, I know who they are, but I don't freak out because it's just like.
So it probably worked out to your benefit that you didn't grow up in moto.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now
Yeah.
you're focused more on getting there and getting the content, doing what you need to do, and then bouncing.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Instead of being like, I know I need to shoot this guy right now, but so-and-so is standing right
Yeah.
next to me, you know? So
Yeah.
So do you follow racing now?
Mhm.
Like, and so even if you're not at races and stuff,
oh, you got to
watch
be
them?
big on
Yeah,
it now.
now I'm I study I wouldn't say I study it,
Yeah.
but I did do my homework.
Yeah.
I did go back and I watched previous, you know, races before I was even involved with the sport, just so I had an idea of
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like, you know, I went kind of back to the later years of James Stewart's career when like Dungy and like the
Mhm.
Tomacs were starting to kind of come in, and because those are the people I shoot now, not
Mm-hmm.
Dungy, but I think he retired the year before I started shooting.
Man, I came back last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just kind of started that way, and then I didn't really. It's hard to say like who would, I guess, would make me nervous if I got to work with him. I guess if, you know, if a Tomac did come up to me and was like,
Right.
hey man,
Yeah.
you want to come out to,
Yeah.
you know,
The
Cortez and
ranch?
shoot, yeah,
Yeah.
shoot.
Then I
but-
get it. You'd probably be a little nervous on that.
yeah, because you know how just important it is.
Yeah.
But I shoot with Chance Hymas, who rides with the Lawrence
super
brothers,
cool.
you know, and I'm around them all the time. And it's like, it's so funny to how people perceive how riders will be. Like I hear all the time, oh, Jet Lawrence is so immature. I
Mm.
wish he would, you know, the donut stuff, blah, 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 blah. But then you're around the kid, when you're at the track, he barely talks.
Yeah.
You know, like Hymas is more immature than,
Yeah.
you know,
Jet
like,
is.
but there's just a bunch of, it's such a light feeling over at their track too, where you go to some places and it is just
Heavy.
so like, dude, do you guys
Focused.
even enjoy what you guys do?
I think that would be like if you were to go to Cortez or something. You know what I mean? Because Tomac would be a little more serious.
Yeah, but
and-
nobody knows because he barely lets any cameras in there. So
yeah, dude, nothing. So that'd be, dude. Imagine if you went there and shot.
he's got to be
That'd be
lonely,
huge.
right? Like that dude rides by himself. Like,
But that's good though. That's how everybody used to be.
eh,
I think it's kind of good to be to practice and
I don't
ride
know.
by yourself.
I think he's out there alone.
How much does Deegan ride by himself?
Never,
Or is he
Never.
always
because
with that
he
Star
does
team?
Star.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's always. I
He's
mean, I'm
always at the
sure.
go farm.
Well, when I was out there,
I'm
he
sure.
wasn't out there.
no.
Oh.
Well, how long ago were you out there?
That was last week.
Maybe he was still like.
I saw him. His bike was there. His videographer was shooting his bike. I saw him in a van. He came, showed up, dropped his bike off, and then left.
Huh. I don't know. I mean, anytime he posts stuff, he's usually other riders are on the track.
Yeah.
For the most part. I mean, I'm sure he's has moments where he rides alone.
But if you watch your YouTube channel, there's a lot of private stuff that he's doing. He's out on the test tracks by himself, which is him and his dad. And
that dude is so good, dude.
He's talented. That's so talent.
He'll be a free agent soon for gear. I'm just saying. You
might be able to make that happen by being.
I'm just saying, dude. He's a free agent for gear soon.
I don't know how that would go over though with him and Hymas having like.
Oh, beefing?
It's such a stupid beef, though. It's like
so Deegan needs to have an enemy. That's what it is. He needs to have in his head. He needs to have a competitor that he has to beat.
That's his dad in him.
I don't know why it's Chunk.
Yeah.
Like,
but
that's just like what?
Yeah, he forces it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying I don't think it's wrong. I not the chance thing, but I think whatever makes you click and whatever makes you work as hard as you need to be able to be that champion, go for it, dude. Like I don't know. I've been around Deegan. I haven't really had too many conversations with him. I feel like he's pulled in so many different directions that like he doesn't really know what to do sometimes. And so like that's the one thing he can control is like I need to go and beat that dude.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a way for him to hyper focus on what the task is, I guess. I don't know. But he'll be a free agent.
Very well could be.
Yeah, I think a lot of that Hymas stuff was wrong place, wrong time, or right place, right time kind of thing. Where Hymas was kind of the one who was sometimes getting Deegan on the whole shot, getting in front of him. Or that one crash where his boot made him wreck.
That wasn't even Hymas's fault.
Yeah, exactly. It's stuff like that. I think Chance's name was getting brought up a lot.
Yep.
At
and Chance is riding good, dude.
Hayden was getting annoyed of, dude, why is he always right behind me? Why is he in front of me and I always have to get around him or whatever? Yeah. And I think, he kind of just got tired of seeing that 48. And
it probably benefited him on his social media, though. He probably gained a bunch of followers from it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You know what I mean?
People who aren't Hayden fans.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I go read the comments. You just read Hayden comments.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, it's just anytime I post anything about that kid, I just go read the comments.
Oh, yeah.
Either it's people are on his balls
1,000%,
or not, or it's the other way. It's never like, in the middle. I think he's a good rider. He deserves it. It's either he doesn't deserve anything or he deserves it all.
I'm definitely a Deegan fan. I love the way that dude rides a dirt bike, and I don't know. To me, is you need that personality. We've said that a million times on this podcast,
dude. It can't be boring.
Dude, the sport is so boring when people get up there and I just want to thank my sponsors, and then they just run through them and they're like, oh shoot, I forgot. Thank you, Sally. It's like, dude, stop.
Gotta have some personality.
Well, how many interviews have went? Yeah, we're just we're gonna get back to it this week. We're gonna improve next weekend. We're gonna be better.
Dude.
It's no shit. You're gonna do this
same thing.
Every rider's doing the same thing, even if they're winning or not.
Yeah, I know. That's one of the things that when this whole thing started and he started getting these bigger interviews, the one thing I told him is stand out, be different. Don't go in there and ask the same stupid questions that everybody else is asking. Oh, how was your week of training? What are you eating? What are you expected for blah, blah, blah.
Dude,
go ask them different questions that they're not getting asked. You can go on YouTube and flip through interviews and it's the same
questions. It's hard,
same
though.
Questions, same
it's
questions.
Hard to think of stuff that because you need to bring Moto into it, but it's
Agreed.
It's like, how do I ask him to be a little different? And so that's why I break it up with different questions and stuff that have nothing to do with Moto. But it's hard because a lot of people, the reason that they want to hear it is they want to hear the thing. The thing I'll tell you off camera is I'll have to get better at that stuff to be able to do that. Giving you little innuendos.
Yeah. You haven't told him yet?
I have not told him yet.
All right.
But you have to be able to figure out how am I going to be able to ask them to get them to tell me about their race or tell me about their night or what they're doing or practice or whatever that is Moto related, but to get them to answer in a way that is different than, the bike's just not good right now. They're not going to see that, but
no, agreed.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed. You click on a video. The first question is, oh, how was your night? Oh, blah, blah, blah. You click on the next video, first question, how was your night?
Yeah,
It's like the same thing over and over, dude. Like,
yeah.
okay, I heard how his night was 3
we
videos
just
ago.
watched, and then everybody that's watching those interviews watch the race, so we know, like we know how their night
and that comes
went,
back to having personality on the podium, like Deegan. You have to have some personality.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Don't go up there be a robot. The sport needs different personalities.
Well, even just this last season, like the stuff Cooper was saying.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like just like
was it this year that he said the thing about his arm being hard?
Hard as morning wood, or
yeah.
I didn't hear that.
He was like, hey, he goes, your arms got harder than morning wood or something like that. And I was like, dang, dude.
And that attracts people to watch and listen. And now they're like, let me shoot. Let me go to
and he flipped the
Instagram.
crowd off.
Yeah,
I think it was at Dallas.
Yeah,
yes, I remember that.
Deegan, and he flipped the crowd off as he's hitting the freaking finish line. And
personality.
You gotta have personality.
It goes a long way, You see it in other sports too. You see it with UFC. I would say that's probably the biggest one you see it in. Is like dudes are allowed to talk shit with each other, but
and they should.
And Dana White encourages
sell
that.
a fight.
I stopped watching as much when those storylines went away. So I'm like a casual UFC fan. So I know that there's casual Moto fans that are the exact same way as me. So if I'm tuning in and I see this stuff that Deegan or somebody is doing, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want to watch that. But when McGregor went out and like he got his ass beat a couple times, I'm like, and he isn't in there and talking shit. I don't even know who the champions are right now.
Yeah.
I know John Jones, but I don't even know if he's fighting. But like John Jones is?
Yeah.
I swear to God, I did not know that. Is he really?
Yeah.
Who's he fighting?
Stipe Miocic.
No shit.
Big UFC guy for sure.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, Dana, hire me if you're watching.
Yeah. Dang, I did not know that. Whoops. Okay, well, so you have like situations like that where it's like you follow those. Well, obviously they're not doing a good enough job at like marketing the shit talking aspect of it, or else I would have seen something.
Yeah.
But you have like, I don't even know if I should bring this up with him.
What?
The Tyson.
Oh, I was already gonna bring that up after the question. You watching the fight tomorrow night?
I'm not paying for it, but I'm watching it.
It's on Netflix, bro. You don't have to pay for it.
It's
on Netflix.
Yeah. I don't pay for a lot of things, but I still watch them.
I'll be at a football game coaching football.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'll be able to watch it.
I'm pretty sure
not.
my wife is watching this right now because I know she texted me, turn your head.
Oh,
She's
yeah,
trying
you
to
are
get me in
backwards.
position.
Yeah.
But we might be at a football game too, but I will be watching it from my phone. But
yeah, but it's got to be later. It's got to be later. It's got to be like 9 o'clock at night.
From when they fight, yeah, probably. We'll probably be home. So here's my thoughts on it, right? And I've already made a video on this. If Tyson does not drop or knock out Jake Paul within 4 rounds, Jake will win.
I don't even think Tyson makes it to 3 rounds.
He will, for sure.
And
he will.
Dude,
he's
60.
He will.
I don't know.
58, dude.
He's old.
I love fighting. My wife and we watch boxing.
I want to see Jake Paul get his ass beat and get knocked out because I don't really like him. But
there's a few ways this will go. Tyson fights in close. Jake, it'll turn to a hug fist on Jake's side, right? Because he doesn't want Tyson that close to knock him out. Tyson's got to knock him out within 4 rounds. If not, it's going to heavily go.
Well, how many rounds does it go?
It's 8 rounds to every 2-minute rounds. 2 minutes.
2-minute rounds?
No, I'm sorry. It's 8 rounds, 2 minutes a piece.
Yeah, so 2-minute rounds? That seems short.
It is. And people are saying
that favors Tyson.
It does favor Tyson. And that was Tyson wanted the 2-minute rounds. And he said because it's going to bring more excitement. But other people are saying it's because he's 58. He needs those.
I see this guy get excited about 2 things. Well, 3, his family. Then 2, fly racing. And 3, celebrity fights.
Love it, dude. I love the drama. I love the build up for it and everything. I like it. Yeah, my wife says the same thing. She goes, "Why do you want to watch all the build up stuff for it? I just want to watch the fight." I'm like, I love that.
Well, because she comes from a boxing family. So like that was different. They would just box.
She's Italian, dude.
Yeah. So it's, I don't know.
She beats me up a lot.
Yeah. Where I'm at with it, this is my thing. Jake Paul, everyone that he's beat has been an either basketball player or UFC fighter.
Yep. Retired.
The only boxer he's fought, he lost.
Yeah, he got his ass whooped.
Yeah. Yes, Mike Tyson's 6 years old, but it's Mike Tyson.
Exactly.
To act like that dude doesn't know how to throw punches still and doesn't know how to just the muscle memory that he has for the years of just training that he's done. And when you watch him hit pads now,
dude, brutal.
I know if he's just hitting pads, but fuck that.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
somebody
the
said-
way he like his little like
Yeah, the way he moves around and everything, that's Tyson style fighting is getting
So
in
would
there.
you for $100,000 would you get in the ring with prime Tyson?
For $100,000?
100,000.
100%.
Would you really?
Yeah, it's $100,000.
no
Dude, I would
way,
take him
dude.
with me.
Yeah, no chance. I would
Let
never
him
do
punch
that.
me, get knocked out for $100,000.
What if he kills you?
Then
Somebody's got $100,000. Can
somebody's
I
got
get your $100,000?
Yeah, sure.
I'll be like,
you have a nice tombstone.
I think
would
my
be
number.
scared shitless,
Oh
though.
yeah. My
know what I
number
mean?
would
But
be $1 million. That's 100%.
if somebody would be $100,000 to get in,
Nope.
Yeah, I think
Nope.
you would.
Nope.
I think you would.
Nope.
But going back to what you're saying, yes, he fought Tommy Fury. Tommy Fury is a professional boxer, but he has no knockout power at all. And you see what happened to Jake then. Now you're going to put somebody in there that can do combinations and that has power.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
pretty cool,
I'm
dude.
putting my money on Tyson. I want Tyson to win. I'm not a fan of Jake Paul. Props to him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For what he's
for
built.
what he's done,
Yeah.
And for what he's doing.
Obviously, the kid could fight. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wouldn't talk shit to Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Like,
He's big.
yeah, he's a big dude, and he can crack. He can box.
Yeah.
You know, but for him to say like, yeah, after I beat Tyson, I'm gonna go take Canelo. Okay, shut up,
that's
dude.
Canelo
there's
would-
a huge size disadvantage. There's huge size difference between them. Canelo's 5'7", fights at 160.
Yeah.
Jake Paul is huge.
Jake is 6'1",
200
just-
pounds probably.
Bro,
just
he
weighed in
looks
today
jacked.
at 228.
He looks jacked, dude.
But then he wants Canelo to come up to, I think it was like 190 or something.
And that's like, I get what he's doing. It's the same thing. The reason why he knows he'll say Canelo is because Canelo's smaller
Yep.
than him. You know,
Yep.
like he would never call out a Terrence Crawford.
No.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, he's
yeah.
not calling out someone who's, you know, I would even, dude, I'm surprised he doesn't call it Tank.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
Javante?
Javante.
Yeah, like,
yeah.
I'm surprised.
Javante would crack him, dude. But Javante is like 5'5", 5'6".
Yeah, he's a little dude.
But
but he-
Javante's
dude.
also fought in people that were 6'2" and just, dude, he's
Yeah.
brutal.
And if you can crack, you can crack. It don't matter
Yeah.
if you're
Oh,
bigger
yeah,
or
yeah,
not. Like
Yeah.
the fact of just, yeah, dude.
All right.
It's gonna be cool.
Getting back to Moto, because this is a Moto show.
And it's
is
8:03.
I know we got to go, so I'm going to leave it. Or on the last thing, predictions for Paris Supercross. You got any? Who's going to win?
I
Do you
don't
know
have
who's
any
all
at the
there?
moment. No, not 100%.
I'll give you who's there.
Okay.
Jet,
Okay.
Hunter,
Okay.
Dylan,
Dylan Ferrandis.
yeah, Dylan Ferrandis,
Okay.
Cooper,
Okay.
Tomac.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh, who else am I thinking that's on 450s? I know that there's other big names. Ooh, I don't think Roxon's there. Damn.
So it'll be in the top 3, no order. It's gonna be Jet, Cooper, Tomac, but
You ain't
no
putting
particular
Cooper
order.
number 1?
I didn't say in a
How
particular
dare you.
order. Don't
Yeah.
listen to him.
It's kind of hard to bet against Jet.
Yeah.
It's hard to bet against Jet.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to be that person, but it's like
It's Jet
if he
freaking
gets
Lawrence.
the whole shot, no one's catching him.
No,
No.
it's gonna
You
be
know,
hard.
it's like-
Tomac is one of the only guys that could really do that.
I do want to see Hunter if he has the option to take him out, like because he got taken out last year, so
how
it's
well
like
Hunter was doing towards the end
I
of this
know,
outdoor
dude.
season,
Incredible.
man.
I know.
So good.
Dude.
he's
So
really
good.
good. But I would say Jet will win it. I would say Tomac podiums, Tomac. So I would say Jet, and then you could tell me Hunter and Tomac either or second or third. Yeah, I'd be like, okay, yeah, sure. But that's what I think will end up
Also
happening.
depends on the
Sexton not
track.
over there.
The what?
Sexton's not.
No.
No.
I don't think so. But I don't know. So to me, that I think would be pretty cool. But it is nice to have some kind of racing.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
at least there's still something going on. And then because dude, we'll blink and it will be you1.
Yeah, well,
You know, like that
Real quick.
will go fast.
we will be there.
Yeah, we will be there
Yeah,
in the
it's like
stands.
50 something days.
Yeah.
It's gonna come up
Like
quick, dude.
54 days or something like that.
What's
Yeah.
the first January 8th? 11th. 11th?
Oh, is it 11th?
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that's kind of later.
Week later than typically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
one say that's later than normal. Because
Yep.
usually the 11th or whatever is usually the second Anaheim or San Diego or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't go to what was it? What's the San Diego Stadium now?
Petco? Not
Dragon.
Petco.
No.
Snapdragon.
Snapdragon. Yeah. That one I didn't go this past year. I went the year before, and I love going to that stadium.
Yeah, it's better than the Petco.
Oh yeah,
Let me
yeah.
ask you that. What is, since you go to every round of Supercross, what
Ooh,
is
that's a
your
good question.
favorite stadium to shoot in?
Favorite stadium. Dallas is pretty sick.
That's what I was
Cowboy
gonna say.
Stadium's pretty rad. That stadium's just so nice.
Yeah.
Tampa, like where the Bucks
Oh,
play,
that's cool.
That stadium's cool because they have the ship. They always have a super sick
that's pretty
sand
cool.
section at that track.
Yeah.
The stadium just looks cool. The weather's
Feld
cool.
is from there, so I think it's like their home race or whatever too.
Which that's back on the on the roster this year, or just whatever you call it, rounds
schedule.
Yeah.
I don't. Probably those two.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. They're fun.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Tampa Bay is a cool stadium, but Dallas for sure. That's nice.
Yeah.
A1's sick too, though. That one just has a cool feeling when you get there. And
It's A1.
You have the giant.
Oh yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
it is.
That's
the A.
classic. The A.
Yeah, it's just,
Angels logo. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like that. That track's cool, and it's just a cool feeling inside of there.
It's
and,
A1.
Yeah.
A1's historic. It's a big thing.
Yeah.
You know?
But no, for real. Thank you for coming on this.
Yeah,
I
thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
me on. This
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey,
So
and thank you for the hookup. Seriously.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
really appreciate
yeah,
it.
it.
Yeah.
No, it's cool that you go hard. You always give us
dude.
shout outs
Yeah.
and
he reps.
I will continue to do it.
He reps the brand
So,
hard.
I do.
And
FlyRacing.com.
All it was your boot falling apart.
I know.
That's what sparked this whole thing.
Yeah. I wore those boots into the ground.
Oh yeah.
Wore them in the ground.
Yeah, you had them for a long time.
I know I did. It's all
So,
good.
but no, it's rad to have you in. I hope everybody that's watching like understands like a different side of not just you, but like the filming aspect and that world and like this and working for a brand. Like you don't have to just be like an independent contractor. Like you can work for a brand.
Yeah.
You can get out there and you can be an in-house filmer. Like those jobs do exist. I think sometimes a lot of these people kind of get stuck of, well, there's no such thing as that. It's like, no, there is. You just got to work harder, and get somewhere.
Example.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'll say it again. I'm super blessed for the opportunity I've been put in. Like I
Yeah.
said, I was not qualified for this job when I got it. Worked my ass off, learned the sport, did what I had to do, and just like luckily, it got to a point where I'm at now.
Yeah.
I'm getting
Yeah.
to work with athletes like Cooper Webb
got a
and
cool job.
Twitch and RJ Hampshire, who's never in a million years that I think I was going to be working with a defending Supercross champion.
Were you doing? I shouldn't ask because it's going to cause more. But were you shooting RJ last week when you were out there?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he's he's still healing from his wrist injury.
Well, he
from
came
Paula.
out here. He was riding.
Yeah, doing some testing.
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah. So I saw him. Dude, that number 1 on his bike looks so good. Oh, dude, it looks so good. I can't wait to see the gear with the number 1 on it. Oh,
Yeah.
It looks badass. So
So what gear is that?
fly racing.
That's right.
I'm telling you, dude. This guy is fly guy. But yeah, so you got anything else? You're
No,
good,
that's
right?
it. I just appreciate you coming on, man. Thanks for taking the time out.
Yeah, no,
We know you're busy. We know you don't live here, and you fit us in. So thank you.
that was cool. I was stoked. I've been wanting to get on for a while.
And
Yeah,
we
you
got you
have.
on your first podcast.
I know.
It was
I
us.
didn't know that either.
Now he's gonna start making his rounds.
Oh,
We're gonna
yeah,
see him
yeah.
everywhere.
Dude, it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, one goes on one, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it'd be cool. I've always wanted you on." It's like, shut up. Like it's like, no, I don't know. Yeah. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, because I do have to put this on podcast streaming. But it's really
There's
cool.
People in the comment section saying cheers, Jerome, and everything.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Cheers.
yeah.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out your Instagram.
It's twotone.mp4.
And it's all one word.
Yep.
Yeah.
TWO.
I miss the OG, though.
MP4.
I do miss the OG.
Yeah, that was the thing is the plan is to start marketing myself.
Yeah. You told me that.
I want to make hats,
Yeah.
some shirts, because there's people who ask for them. Like, hey man, you got any t-shirts?
That'd be
and stuff
cool.
like that, stickers.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want to go crazy with it, but just like people
No,
who
have
do
fun with
want to
it.
support what
Yeah.
I do. And I just kind of I didn't want to throw my name on people like Two-Tone Jerome. I didn't want like so the whole-
Two-Tone.mp4.
Oh,
So,
that
like,
makes
so,
sense.
so
Yeah.
dot .mp4 is it looks like a video file.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
That's
that's
sick.
what I do. So
That's badass.
That
All
was
right.
actually a
kinda
good
just
idea.
Played off of that thing.
Yeah.
I'll take one. If you make them, I'll buy one.
It's
There you go.
coming. It's coming.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys. I'm turning this one off. I appreciate you. And we'll catch you next week. I guess we'll do one. Yeah, we'll do one Sunday still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got to recap the
Are
race.
we riding on Sunday?
Oh, yeah, we are riding on Sunday. Too bad you're leaving, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you got to stay a little bit longer. But yeah, we're riding on Sunday.
Yeah. Okay.
Hopefully, we'll see.
I'll be back.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right. All right. We'll see you guys.
Later.